Everyone knows that programming is the language of computers, and that computers are robot brains, and that one day robots will take over the Earth. Everyone knows that, right? And if you watch my channel, you'll also know that programming is also the language of some flashlights, and that a company called Rayus makes those programmable flashlights, like a brand new one called the PT11. So what does world domination, robots, and flashlights have to do with one another? While I may not be an expert on apocalyptic scenarios, like someone on talk radio, or just your average internet crazy person, I'd keep an eye on your trusty new flashlight if I were you. So what about the PT11? Everyone knows they come in boxes with lanyards, barrel rings, holsters with flexible mounting options, instructions, warranty cards, and a clip, so I won't bore you by going over that. The PT11 is a dual switch tactical flashlight with a customizable interface that allows tactical one-mode tail switch operation or multi-mode operation like regular old non-tactical people are into. The model I'm reviewing here uses a Cree XML2 T6 emitter, which sounds like a Terminator robot, but it really means the emitter outputs neutral white light. If that sounds too vanilla for your tactical personality, it also comes in a cool white tint. It's made from premium beer can grade aluminum and covered in a scratch-resistant coating. The lens is a toughened ultra-clear mineral glass with a double-sided anti-reflective coating, which as far as I know is a world record number of adjectives used to describe a piece of glass. It has a stainless steel striking bezel that allows you to inflict more damage in theory than a standard aluminum attack bezel, I think. The side switch is made of a durable stainless steel, and the tail switch has a rubber cover. Now to keep this light from sounding too premium, let's go over output levels, performance, how it's programmed, and if programming can be disabled in the event flashlights try to take over the world. Okay, so the PT11 has 5 brightness modes and 2 strobe modes, which are as follows. All specs here are manufacturer rated for the neutral white version. My camera is set to manual so you can see the output differences between each mode. Moonlight Mode is 0.5 lumens for 3 months. The manual sometimes refers to it as beacon or moonlight. Feel free to call it whatever the hell you want. Low is 7 lumens for 260 hours. Mid is 126 lumens for 14 hours. High is 401 lumens for 3 hours and 50 minutes. And turbo is 993 lumens for 1 hour and 50 minutes. And then there's SOS for the seaman and strobe for the insane. In order to keep everyone from bailing to cat or gun videos, I'm going to go over the programming but not show you how. Watch my Rayus U10 review, which is very similar in the way it's programmed, and then download the manual from Rayus for a full course on programming this light. And just in case you're lazy like me and prefer to eat scones or whatever, instead of typing web addresses, here's a look at the quick programming guide and a description of the mode groupings. You'll need to pause the video because I'm not going to leave it up for long. It isn't hard to program, but there's a lot you can customize, and it would take forever to show you everything, trust me. For instance, you can enable or disable mode memory, allow the light to start on any mode you want, take out any number of the 5 modes, disable the damn strobes, and change how you turn on and off the light. I decided to turn mine into a 3-mode light with memory and no strobes. I kept Moonlight, Mid, and Turbo. The mechanical tail clap is a plus, and while it doesn't allow you to change modes or make reality TV go away, it gives the light a lockout feature if you store it for extended periods of time. Okay, so how about some run times? I tested Turbo, High, and Mid, set my camera to manual, and used time-lapse. The clock in the frame shows the actual time of day. So Turbo tapers off gradually for 2 hours, runs at much lower levels for over 4 hours, then shuts off at 6 hours and 45-ish minutes. High runs steady for 3 hours and goes into a low mode for more than 5 hours and ends at about 8.5 hours. Mid runs a steady 12 hours, then jumps down to a lot lower level and then shuts off at 19 hours. Alright, cool. What else? How about some beam shots between other lights in a similar size range? All lights were set to their maximum output levels because that's how comparisons work. There's a mixture of cool and neutral tints. The creepy shed is about 75 feet away, and the Black Magic Pocket Cinema camera was set to manual with a white balance of 4000K. Okay, so what about the opinion section of the review? I reviewed Rayus U10 last month and thought it would be cool if you could build the UI with as many or few of the modes as I wanted. I thought this was sort of an oversight, but now comes along the PT11 that allows you to do just that. So either they read my mind or they were probably working on it all along. And in case you're wondering, removing the battery does not mean you have to waste valuable Kardashian watching time to reprogram the light. Everything stays saved until you reprogram it, or do a factory reset on the light, or until you loan it to your neighbor Steve and he doesn't return it. To be honest, I don't have any real complaints about the light. Okay, maybe Moonlight could be just a tiny bit lower, sorta like the Armitech Tiara on Firefly 1. Anyway, the light is tough and made of all high quality parts. It has springs at either end of the battery tube, which means it's pretty shock resistant. While I don't have a gun to mount it on, I did find it's great for people who have light throwing contests at night, because that's something people normally do, right? It's waterproof to IPX8 standards, meaning you can drop it in water up to a meter, use it in the snow, or the showers of human blood when the robot apocalypse finally arrives. It has no detectable PWM on any level, so I didn't have to adjust my shutter angle while making this review. If you don't know what a shutter angle is, there are plenty of boring YouTube videos about camera settings, just like there are about flashlights. The PT11 can fit protected or unprotected cells. All runtime tests were performed with a Panasonic 3400 mAh cell. As always, I recommend protected cells, but for you cheap people out there that like to pull batteries from laptops, more power to you. Anyway, get more information on this light by checking out Rayus' website. The light was provided by review from Michigan-based Tech Tool Supply in cooperation with Rayus. Check out Tech Tool Supply's website if you'd like to buy it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my next video.